Candor. We're here having an interesting thought process. Uh, Welcome to the Den of the Djinn. I appreciate the love and do me a favor, like and subscribe. Help me out in the channel. Anyway, today we're actually having a conversation mostly with myself. There was a there was a thought process in my head that I felt like it needed to be brought to light because why not? So one time I had well, actually, it was two times in a row, and never again, honestly, because both times really kind of ended in a very not so great time. But there was a situation where I was involved with a girl, and the girl had like little brothers, and don't get me wrong, I don't mind the girl having siblings. Hold that thought. I even had maybe had a lady friend that had her own right? And personally, I love kids. Kids are amazing. It's amazing. And the two kids that I always try to remember is the oblivious ones and the very aware ones. Mind you, both sets of children were under the age of 8 or 9. These kids, so the brother, the siblings, he was, how can I say this? Exceedingly aware that he was butting in, but not to the point where he knew that he was butting in. It's the thing. We were involved with I was involved with her. And we were having fun, and we get so many times where we are close, we're about to, hold hands, and almost like he had a radar for the most awkward situation. He goes up to us and asks us some weird, arbitrary question. I don't know if it was random or again said radar. It was kind of fun, and every time it was just one of those. Mind you, again, the kid was about maybe 6 or 7 years old. He didn't know any better. I didn't give him any credit because again, he didn't know any better. I know for a fact because again, he was a kid. He was curious. He really drove it one time. We were in the middle of just basically people snuggling, and what's funny to me is the little guy comes up to us and basically squeezes between us. And I'm sitting there going, this little guy is a dog walker, you know? Mind you, again, I didn't say it out loud, obviously, but I gave that look to my lady friend. Yes, I was calling her my lady friend because again, she was at the time, she was technically my girlfriend, but we were intimate, and I liked her a lot, and we were on the verge of getting to the point where we wanted to get involved, but certain circumstances happened, and we wound up not getting involved. Let's just say the best thing I could say is she moved, and I don't do long distance. Hello, hola, ¿qué pasa? Gracias por ver mi canal. Por favor, subscribe, like. Susan. I like that. It's a cute name. Anyway, so that one was the first one. So yeah, again, we were trying to, but it made me sad because the little guy was stupid. Yeah, I know Spanish. You don't know Spanish. All I said was thank you for checking out my video, like and subscribe. That's all I said. Next time when you put in something like that, make sure you know the language. Anyway, so I was having the second set of kid is the vastly aware. Like they knew they were getting involved. One time, and mind you, this one was the last date relationship I had. I was with this girl for about 6 years, and her siblings. Let's just say when they interrupted us, they knew it wasn't that hard. The kids were about 12. They were at that age where they pretty much knew what was going on. And mind you, the kids, we were about 16 to 17 years old, and hold on, guys. One minute. But anyway, like I was saying, we were having a conversation, and the girl and me, we were together for, like I said, 6 years. We were even getting to the point where we were considering getting married. Long story short, it didn't happen. Again, moving. Yeah, apparently everybody wants to leave me. Whatever. Yes, folks, I already headed off those jokes at the pass, because I already made them all my life. Either I have to move or they do. I don't know what's going on here. Someone has issues. I don't know if it's them or me. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, it's probably me after all this. But anyway, like I was saying, I was having a conversation with a girl, like I was saying, and we were having that conversation. We were just laughing, we were having fun, and I playfully flirted with her, right? You know, the whole, I love you, and you were. I basically made the reference to the fact that it is like, if I had any kind of brains in my skull, I'd marry you right off the bat. And she laughed. She was having fun with it. Mind you, I know she didn't take it seriously, but she enjoyed the idea. And then we had the conversation. It was like, okay, so what kind of things would we do? I was like, I told her, well, first of all, of course, we would invite all the friends and family we ever could. Within reason, of course, because we're not going to have like 100 people wedding. That's just ridiculous. She goes, no, fair enough, point. And I just basically told her, I was like, I just want to make sure that you and me are celebrated because I love you and I want to be with you. I told her that, right? And I know it sounds sappy, but that's how I felt about her. And she reciprocated. And the reason I'm mentioning the kids at all is because her siblings, her little twin sisters, yes, folks, twin sisters. That's a scary thought, isn't it? They came into my house. They came into our conversations like, oh, so you're gonna get married? So what kind of things you want to do? How big is the wedding gonna be? Where are you gonna get married? Are you going to Hollywood? And I'm like, the fuck? I look at my girl at the time. I look at her and she goes, she mouths the words. She basically says, I'm sorry, without even saying I'm sorry. And I'm like, ladies, and I say it straight to their faces. Ladies, I'm gonna get married to this girl. And when we do, mind you, at the time I was very sure that I was gonna get married. I didn't know the shit was going to go to fan 2 years later. Yeah, folks, it took 2 years for everything to go to shit. Yeah, it was garbage. It was ridiculous. And then later I found out, mind you, again, that was just basically them knowing that they needed to get involved. That was the kids that knew they were getting involved. Mind you, I didn't give them shit for it because I get it. They were enjoying the idea of her sister having fun. I get it. They were excited. That part I never blamed them for. The part that irritates the hell out of me, though, between you and me, folks, or anybody that's watching, is how everything kind of erupted. I found out like 4 to 5 years later that when they moved, it was actually because the mom got scared of some imaginary thing, and later I found out it was because I proposed to her. Yes, folks, they moved because I asked her to marry me. The only reason I wasn't able to see them as often is because she was doing that on purpose. The mom was doing that on purpose to sabotage her kid's life. She was a control freak. And now I'm damn sure that the only ones that even remotely talk to her are the two twins, because the two twins basically were brainwashed. I feel sorry for the kids, I really do. But I'm not gonna be sitting here and telling you guys that the kids weren't involved, because it's possible that the mom basically used them as spies and used that information to basically disrupt our entire life. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I won't deny that it's possible that is the case, because again, I'd say at the time, future mother-in-law at the time, would have been insufferable at one point. Because when I started having a conversation with her at one point, I started realizing that she was not exactly in her right mind half the time. Like, a lot of the decisions she ever made, a lot of them were born from fear, paranoia, and a lack of control. I had a conversation with my girlfriend at the time. I will not name her because she really doesn't need a name right now. She really doesn't. Anyway, so I had a conversation with her, and she kind of let it slip, the fact that she had two other siblings. There were more or less, because she was the oldest, and she had a brother and a sister that were still technically younger, but only about a year. And she also had another basically brother that more or less around the same age. So her not really twin brother, but I mean very close in age, to the point where they could have been twins. She basically said that once they both moved out, their mother basically disowned them, only because they moved out. And I'm like, so you're gonna starve yourself? You're gonna starve yourself? Because when I moved in with them for about a month, they were starving, ladies and gentlemen. They were starving. They were barely getting any food. The best meal in that entire time was when they brought home crab. And no, they didn't buy it. They went actually to a place where there was plenty of crab, and they caught the crab, and then we ate it. Mind you, again, good, but it wasn't filling. It was the equivalent of eating half rations because it was luxurious. Let's just face this, guys. Some people would rather burn than relinquish control. And yes, folks, I started this conversation talking about kids, and I apologize. I didn't mean to do it that way. I sincerely do. Hope you guys enjoy the video, because I was basically randomly venting. I just felt like that piece of information was definitely nuanced. I didn't think I was gonna say anything about it, but anyway. So yeah, when it comes to kids, you're always gonna get one or the other. The strangely attuned type, the one that knows when something intimate is happening, and then he walks into the door and watches the daddy and mommy kiss, or mommy and mommy, or daddy whatever. Goes and sees, oh, either he says something clever, which tells me that he is doing this on purpose, or they go, ew, what are you doing? Like normal kids would. Either way, you cannot tell me that kind of situation would be not only awkward, but funny as all hell. You'd be sitting there laughing your tail off, thinking to yourself, this kid has really bad timing. Either, like, a lot of times, and I'm thinking to myself, it's like, is he doing this on purpose, or is it just really bad timing? I'd be laughing my ass off if that happened. Because, like, think about it. None of you guys tell me out there in the comments that you've ever had situations where you caught your family kissing, like for instance, you were a little kid and you saw your mommy and daddy, kissing or canoodling or whatever, and you either again had the, aw, mommy's kissing daddy, or daddy's mom kissing mommy, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know who's who and what, but like either way, a little kid is gonna be laughing their little butts off, either going ew or just giggling. The reason I'm bringing any of this up is because I'm getting into these stories, and that kind of situation is happening right now. And a lot of them is just little kids just giggling and laughing, having the time of their lives, watching their either siblings or mothers or whatever, caretakers, just having a time of their life. And those little kids are being, well, little kids. I find it funny and exceedingly endearing. It's really hard not to love that. Like, it's so cute. It's beyond cuteness. It's super cute. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hopefully you enjoy my rambling, because holy crap. But I'll see you guys there and here and there. As you exit the den of the Djinn, remember, when it comes to children's laughter, it is the most priceless treasure. Remember that. Take care. Be safe. I'll see you guys in the next one.